Welcome to Leadership Devotionals. For today, we are on the fifth installment on the life of Paul as a leader, and this is entitled The Principle of Apostle Paul's Leadership. And this time, we will be dealing specifically on the topic, the leader as a steward. You see, leadership is inseparably connected with stewardship. In Paul's thinking, everything that he had inherited or acquired was a part of his leadership resource bank for the execution of the mission. This is the beauty of Paul's commitment and dedication to the mission that was entrusted to him by Jesus Christ. The mission that is recorded in Matthew 28, verse 18 to 20. Go ye therefore and teach all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father. All this great commission. And Paul put this into his heart, so much so that everything he is and everything he has, he considered it as his leadership resource bank in order to achieve the mission that was entrusted to him. Now, modern leadership theorists now recognize that leadership is the intentional deployment of one's influence for the advancement of the mission of the organization they serve. That is the intentional deployment of one's influence. Your leadership resource bank, that is your source of influence for the advancement of the mission. Simon Sinek, in his new book now, Infinite Games, he calls it Just Cause. But more popularly, this is what we usually call the corporate mission. In the religious realm, there is the Great Commission. So, the mission is the one that, motivates us, propels us, but in order to achieve that mission, we have to realize that we are stewards of all the resources that are at our disposal. Now, in the case of Paul, he came from a Jewish background. He was a Jew, he was even a Pharisee. And the concept, during that time was more of estrangement rather than engagement. Did you notice that the Pharisees were questioning Jesus? Why are you mingling with the publicans? Why are you mingling with the sinners? Christ trying to bring more people into his kingdom was right there in the middle of the people that he wants to serve. While the mentality of the Jew, if that is a sinner, is more of containment. It's more of, I should not be contaminated with the sinfulness of that person. Just like in our case right now, in this COVID-19 case, we are, in different forms of quarantine. And in that, we don't want to be contaminated with or infected with, people who are carrying the virus. That is basically, of course, that is to stop the spread of the virus. But this is a totally different case. Jesus, in the Sermon on the Mount, said in Matthew 5, he said, you are the salt of the earth. You are the light of the world. Talking to his disciples, talking to his people, he said, in order for you to be a sweet savor to the people around you, be in their midst. Mingle with them. As leaders, this is also the attitude that we should have. The same as with Paul. Paul has as I've said a while ago, has a background of, being really Jew. And he was sensitive to the peculiarities to the racial and ethnic peculiarities of his origin. In fact, he adapt himself to the customs of Jewish people when working among them. He takes a Nazirite vow. He had his assistant Timothy circumcised. He takes part in purification rituals and pay Nazirite expenses for the sacrificial offerings. Paul was really like one of them. We know that from the text of 1 Corinthians 9:19 to 23, to the Jew, I was a Jew, that I may win Jews to the kingdom of God. Yet at the same time, he can also be one without the law, those outside of the law, and these are the Gentiles. While he is with Gentiles, he does not enforce Jewish ceremonial ritual upon the Gentiles. Here, Paul lays out the possibility for cross-cultural ministry. Paul will work for his own, but will not be limited by them. And so, all people are within the scope of his leadership. Paul realized that the souls to be evangelized, be they be Jews or they be Gentiles, they are there entrusted to him by God as a steward to be evangelized and to be brought in the kingdom of God. That was the mindset of Paul. He cared for these people. He cared so much that he was sensitive to their racial sensitivity so that he will be able to bring them to the fold. As leaders, like Paul, we have to also be good stewards of the people that were entrusted to us. You see, we are not there as leaders to be, like the all-powerful somebody, the superpower, like they're up there and, just commanding to all the people below us. As Simon Sinek had said, as a leader, you're not supposed to be in charge. You're supposed to take care of those in your charge. Take care of those people that were entrusted to you. You see, stewardship is a concept of trust. People were entrusted to you. That's why, like in this case of this COVID-19, if you are somebody who still have a job, who still receives a salary, consider yourself doubly blessed. You have leaders that are taking care of you, taking care of those in their charge. Of course, these are varied circumstances. We also understand the plight of those who are folding up, declaring bankruptcy. These are extraordinary times. But as leaders, we are here to take care of our people. And as Richard Branson has said, the CEO of Virgin Group of companies, he said, take care of your people and they will take care of your customers. That is, take care of those who are in your charge and they will also do the same to your customers. And the end point, of course, will be a larger market share and definitely will increase your revenue stream. In the previous hospital that I have worked, in Adventist Medical Center, Bacolod, we have this program we call iCare. And the different management components of that program, iCare, has this. I care for my co-workers and I care for my clients. These co-workers of mine, they are not just there to be, for me to work with, but somehow they have been entrusted to me for me to care for. If they need a shoulder to cry on, I will be there. If they need a listening ear, I will be there. If they need help in their work, I will be there. If they need coaching, I will be there. Same as with the patients that were entrusted to you. The clients that come to the hospital, they need love. In their suffering, they need comfort. They need analgesics in their pain. We take care of them. I will be there for them. They have been entrusted to us. Let us honor that stewardship and take care of our patients. That's the program of eye care in Adventist Medical Center, Bacolod. And so, we can see here that leadership is not just an exercise of authority and power. This leadership is a trust that has been, given to you. And in that trust, in that responsibility, there are people that you have to take care below you. And Paul realized that the souls that has to be brought to the kingdom of God, these are the ones that were entrusted to him. That's why he adapted to their race, they adapted to their ethnic sensitivities, so that he will be able to win them and accomplish his mission. Here, my leaders, my fellow leaders, I hope that today in our leadership journey, when we look at the people that are in our charge, let us always be reminded that these people were entrusted to us by our God, for us to take care, for us to serve. Basically, that is also the essence of servant leadership. They have been entrusted to us by God for us to serve them. And when we serve them well, rest assured, they will also serve others. They will serve your clients. They will serve also their fellow workers. And together, you will have a united organization, all focused and working on the mission. God bless you all. Be good stewards. Hello, fellow leaders. If you have been blessed with the devotional that you have just heard, don't forget to like, share, or subscribe. Because when you do that, more people, more leaders will be blessed with the same blessing that you have experienced. In YouTube channel, click subscribe to Good Shepherd Consultants. God bless you.